What is this? Is this a bass? Okay, come on, stay hooked. Stay hooked. Oh! 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 Okay, guys, this is the biggest bass of my life. What's up, guys? Jake Lowry here, and today we are going to retry to use one of the most hated swim baits in bass fishing. I'm not going to tell you guys the swim bait just quite yet, but we are actually really stoked about today, and I'll explain in a minute. One of the things that makes today so exciting is the conditions, guys. It is overcast. It's been raining on and off this morning, and the conditions have just been absolutely unbelievable. The temperature has dropped, and the fishing should just be on fire. Finally, for whatever reason, it's November and we're actually in fall conditions. It was like 90 degrees this week, and finally this weather snap is probably gonna make these fish bite and beat on big shad. Now that said, the fishing is still gonna be tough today because of the lure we're using, and I tried out this lure in I think March or so. I did not catch a fish on it. The action on it was actually really terrible, but I did get a couple useful comments that said to use a different style of the same lure, and hopefully, you know, those comments are right and we end up catching fish on it today. Otherwise, it's gonna be a very short test with it, and because of the conditions, we're gonna switch and hopefully catch something. And now let's lead into the spot, because I think the spot is actually gonna be killer. So I'm at a portion of the lake that is pretty close to the dam. The water looks like it's very, very clear, even though we had rain, and that's one of the reasons I decided to come here, is because since we're close to the dam, this area isn't muddy during rain events like the further away from the dam areas in the lake. And then also there should be a lot of shad because we do have a lot of deep water in this area, and the fish do have access to move these shad up into shallow water over here. So who knows, maybe we'll get into a big school of fish to bite. All right, guys, so the lure we're gonna test out today is Ben Milliken's 6 1/4 inch Hangover Shad. The last couple Hangover Shads that I used were in the slow sink version. These are in the medium sink version, which you guys recommended the fast sink version. I didn't have any fast sinks in the academy near my house, so we're going with the medium sink. It is 2.7 ounces versus the slow sink, which is 2.5 ounces. So we're gonna see if that really makes a huge difference. This is a line through swim bait. So what that means is your line goes through the nose of that swim bait, out of the back, and ties directly to the hook. So a little different than the swim baits we're using, where you just tie your line onto the front of it. The main reason you would do that is because it makes these swim baits a little more durable than if you just have that big weight and in the belly of the swim bait and then a hook there. The reason I did not like these swim baits the first time I used them wasn't because of the quality of the plastic or the quality of the hooks. I think 6 Sense have some good quality lures. It was because of the action, guys. That slow sink swim bait, you had to just really retrieve it at a specific rate to get a good action. And if you're not using live scope and you're not using, you know, up-to-date sonars, there's just really no way to tell whether or not you're reeling it at the right rate throughout your fishing day. So you're probably getting an inconsistent action with the lure. Now that said, I'm told the medium sink action you could fish a little faster to where you don't have that action. Let me take these out of the box and then we'll take a look, and I'll kind of try and explain to you what that action looked like out of the water, and then we'll go and, you know, throw this in the water and see if these have a little bit better action than the other one. For video purposes, I'm gonna leave the hook in the box, but this is how the swim bait comes right here. Again, that plastic quality is really, really good. It feels almost like the Mag Draft, but the plastic is a little more hard. That said, what happened was this tail on the slow sinking one, this tail didn't move that fast, so the body was pretty stiff to the tail, right? And if you weren't retrieving the lure fast, you would end up with the tail actually not moving and the body of the swim bait rolling, kind of like this. So it doesn't look like a natural swimming action. It actually looks like you're retrieving in like a stick or something. One thing I've kind of noticed is that these things are very, very hit or miss with whether or not people like them or hate them. A lot of people really, really like these lures, and then a lot of people really, really hate them. I'm kind of more on the side of I don't really like these lures because the action's bad. The people that really, really love them say they catch a ton of fish on them. So that's why I'm kind of skeptical today, but I think these are going to be very, very killer. And given the conditions, I think that we could throw pretty much anything out there today and catch a fish. So really the test of the action, and then hopefully we get that fish. All right, guys, we got the Hangover Shad rigged up. We're going to throw this in the water. This is in the medium sink style. One thing I've noticed right off the bat, well, actually two things, is you guys can see that in the tail right there, that little curve that goes that way. Yeah, that is very bad. I don't know if it's from the packaging or whatever mold it was molded in, but overall, that's a bad first start. Second thing is that there are fish jumping and biting. So that means that there's probably shad back in this little dam area. I'm seeing birds eating shad. I'm seeing fish hit the surface. So let's get this thing in the water. I'm gonna do some first impressions of this thing because I think hopefully, man, now I'm hopeful that this thing has better action than the other one. Okay, so again, still has the same bad sinking action, but let's retrieve this. Oh boy, guys. Okay, so on that retrieve, 100% had the same exact terrible action that these lures have, where they move side to side. Okay, that one, much better. Much better. Have to retrieve it a lot quicker, and then you get a good action. But if you retrieve it slow, okay, very good, very good. Okay, that was good action. So 2 for 2, guys. If you retrieve it fast, it has good action. But if you slow it down, see if I can give an example. If you slow it down, it does this helicopter motion, guys. You could see that right there. That tail is just not flexible enough to have good action at a slow speed. Now, what's better about, I think, the medium sink action compared to the slower sink is that you could fish it faster without hitting the surface. That slow sink action is very tough because you can't fish it at a fast speed without that thing coming back up on the surface and porpoising. So it's very finicky. Versus this one, you could cast out, you know, let it sink for a second. So let it sink down to 3 to maybe 5 feet and then retrieve it fast. And you can use your rod tip to determine what the depth of the lure needs to be. But even then, guys, the action isn't amazing. And overall, I think you guys are right, where the medium sink lure is probably a lot better for your average fisherman than that slow sink style. So I'm gonna give this actually not terrible review and first impressions. And honestly, guys, I think if we dial in how to fish this lure, we're probably gonna end up potentially catching some fish. Now that said, I still not gonna give this as good of a rating as I would give something like the Mag Draft, simply because that lure has better action at faster speeds and also has a good action at a slow speed. So again, not really sure why you would design a swim bait to be kind of non-versatile. And it really does put a hamper on who and how you can fish this lure. But here we go. So this bank here transitions off to the point and it just gets deeper and deeper. So if we fish this whole bank, maybe we'll find what depth these fish are hanging out at. Come on. Okay, one thing I've kind of noticed after a couple casts is this thing kind of rolls at a certain angle. I don't know if that's because I have it hooked weird or what, but it seems like based on how the hook is orientated, it has a little bit of a different action. Maybe fish like buoys. Couldn't have been an even more perfect cast along that buoy system right there. At this current break maybe. All right, let's go a little closer to the dam here and see if we can't catch anything off of that. And then if not, maybe we can go hike down this little trail down here, and we're gonna continue to fish the Hangover Shad, and hopefully we end up hooking something. We have made it to kind of this dam area. I usually get a lot of bites just along these rocks here. Now it is a lot shallower now than it has been in the past, so I'm gonna have to go further closer to the dam probably to get the same bites. But you know, that is in this. Did you guys see that? See, that's what I mean. That was a smaller fish, but confirmed bite. I felt him. I saw him hit it. Maybe he'll come back for it. Nice, guys. That's huge. That is huge for the confidence on today to see a fish. Huh. All right, guys. We decided to go below the dam. And we're gonna check out what the sitch is down here. But the water looks like chocolate milk further down. I don't know if it's gonna be like that towards the dam. If it is, we're just gonna U-turn right away and then go up and walk across and do that little hike. Right in front of me, it's very clear. And then as you go down where that water mixes, it looks like a mud hole. So that could be potentially interesting for the fishing. Maybe those fish are in this clearer water. Maybe that they got pushed up this way. Let's walk down to the water and see. But overall, so far, it looks like there's some fish that might be up by the dam that we could potentially get to. It looks like we're gonna have pretty decent odds to maybe hook a fish today, hopefully. I've seen people, now I've caught only small fish out of this little spot, but I've seen people catch ginormous fish out of this. Honestly, on the other side, I guess there's a way you can hike down on the other side, and that's where they hook those big fish. But really right here, it looks pretty solid. I don't know why the other side would be any better than the side that we're fishing right now. Okay, it looks like there's some major fish blowing up activity by these buoys over here. Oh yeah, there must be a school of something over there. Come on. Come on. They're destroying something. Should have the top water on. Oh, okay. What is that? What is that? Are those shad? What is that? Come on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. What the heck? You guys see this? Oh, those are bass. Guys, those are bass eating shad. That's crazy. Hang on a second. Those are bass eating little shad. Okay, guys, this is absurd. I don't think I've ever seen like a blow up like that. Let's get one more cast. Like that just was like a feeding frenzy, like a shark thing. Like I've never seen fish on shad like that. Just bang, done. Probably so crazy because I'm out here, but you know, throwing this in there probably would have lasted a little longer if I didn't throw this like bait in there. But anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna have to switch lures. I hate to do it. Hate to do it on the, oh. That's a fish, that's a fish. My drag is completely broken. That's a nice fish too. That's a nice fish. I have no drag. I have no drag. It's a nice fish, guys. It is a nice fish. There it is, there it is. Okay. Guys, on the Hangover Shad, finally. What is this? Is this a bass? Okay, come on, stay hooked. Stay hooked. Oh! 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 Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay, guys, this is the biggest bass of my life. Guys, on the Hangover Shad. Guys! Oh! 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 Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That is huge! Guys! Oh my gosh! Look at that bass! Guys, that's close. That's close to an 8-pounder. Of course I didn't bring my scale. I thought that was a striper. Guys, look at that fish. Oh my gosh. Holy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's insane. That is insane. Okay. Guys, look at this fish, guys. That's the biggest bass of my life, by far. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Wow. Look at that fish, guys. Holy shit. Wow. So much stuff has to go right for that fish to happen too. Like, I need to come at the spot at the perfect time when all these fish are blowing up on shad. I need to throw in the perfect spot. I need to be using this lure that I thought sucked, but apparently catches giants. And my drag on my reel was all jacked up. That was all just overall just a crazy sequence of events, guys. And I was almost gonna go back to the car. And look, I might even get a second one like that. Oh my God, I just got a bite. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. Wow. Make sure you guys haven't subscribed yet. You subscribe to the channel. We're at 10,000 subscribers. But, yep, I'm getting chewed up right here. Little guys. Just has to be a fish that's big enough to, yep, oh, that's another giant. It's another giant. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. This is the most insane fishing spot I've ever fished at. That's another nice fish. Okay. Let's get a weight on him, because I have a feeling it's going to be way lower than the fish I just caught. But this thing's probably close to 2 pounds. But if you can imagine, the other fish was like 4 or 5 times the size of this fish. Like, I don't even know if I could get a good scale on it. 2 pounds. Now these guys pulling up on the spot. You guys can come over here. I just caught like an 8-pounder.
I just seen that.
You saw that big fish?
Huh?
You saw the fish
Yeah, I just seen it. I was watching when you pulled out of the water.
You see the one before it?
No, hell no.
The one before it? Let me show you.
I seen that lure you had on, that big ass lure.
Yeah. Let me show you.
Got a picture?
Yeah, I got a video. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up the video. That was an absolutely insane day of fishing, guys. We started off really slow. We tested out the Hangover Shad. We didn't catch crap up at the lake. The fishing was very, very bad. I had maybe 1 or 2 or 3 bites. I think the 2 bites I got early were actually from the Swimbait being rolled over on itself. Not entirely sure about that. But then we came to this second spot, guys, and we found the shad and we found the fish. That was probably my biggest bass ever. We didn't have a scale on us at the time. Unfortunately, I do own a scale, just never bring it. That's kind of the way it is, of course. But we ended up catching that giant fish on the Hangover Shad. And to be honest, my overall and general opinion on that thing is the heavier Hangover Shad lures are probably a lot better than the slow sinking ones, and I don't think it really deserves as much hate as I maybe originally gave it. I think it's honestly the medium sink one is a pretty solid lure. It's not as good as some other swim baits that are out on the market, but it did catch a giant fish, so who knows, guys, maybe it is better. But anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap this video up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And if you guys enjoyed watching this video, make sure you like the video. That way it gets out to as many people as possible. That said, make sure you like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you guys next time.